Hello, in this video you'll learn how to create spin effects on objects using only CSS. There's no JavaScript involved, very pure and clean way. We will look at these three examples. So we've got this always spinning object, infinite spin essentially effect, and then we have one there you hover and spin on it, and then we have some manipulation of time and for how long it should spin. So if we reload the page, this one will spin for 3 seconds and then it's done. Let's look at the actual code. The code for the HTML part is relatively simple. We have just a couple of containers and where we kind of have this on top just to make it more realistic. We have a nice background to kind of see the effect. But the main thing, of course, is this circle group, and each circle has a couple of classes. Essentially, that's all you need. Now, it could be done with one class. Obviously, if you want to have different effects on sort of same kind of an arrangement, same object, you would want to probably do separate classes for those different effects. So you can still reuse all the colors and all the things for the object, but then you just apply different effects and different things. If you're using something like Blazor, you can switch dynamically, you can change the classes based on what you need, so lots of use cases. But to get to the actual spinning thing, we can look at here, we have media just so we can fit it better on different screens. That's not very important. For the body background, we just have this code, and this code is available on Patreon. And also for the container, we have something just so basic placeholder items. The interesting thing again is the actual circle. The circle uses a transition, ease rather, not ease in transition. And we just use transform for that, but that's just the transition. The interesting thing is how we add different effects. So the main effect is the spinning. We have the spin, and the spin, to do a spin, you do a rotate. So you go from 0 degrees to 360 degrees. That would be a full circle. If you want to just do half a circle, you could do 180 degrees. That would be half a circle. Now, if you want to do like a bit of bounciness, or if you want to for it to spin like an old dial phone back and forth, you might just go to 360 and then back. So instead of having from, you would have, say, certain percentage. You have 20%. On 20%, it gets to, say, 60 degrees. And then on 50%, it gets, let's do 50%. That's going to get to something like 180 degrees. So now it's sort of a bit uneven, but then you can get it back, say, at 100%. So it doesn't have to be 1 from 2. It can be any number of percentages you might want to add. So let's say now at 100%, basically the end of that cycle for that keyframe, in this case it's a spin effect, it would just transform back essentially to its original position, which would be 0 degrees. So now it's going to start at 20%, we'll go to 60, 180, and then it's going to go back to 0 degrees. So we have that. We just need to, you always need to reload, of course, but that's how it goes. So there's several things you can do, but the main thing is using transform, and it's using spin. Now, everything else doesn't really matter. We have, for each of the different ones, we apply different background and different box shadows, just so we can kind of separate. But you apply this animation in these classes. So you want to apply the animation. The animation is that keyframes thing, wherever you set up in there, basically changes based on that life cycle. Then you have the time that it takes to start and to ease in, and then the time that it takes to essentially finish. So we have those 3 seconds going here, and it's linear. So it's just gonna spin, and there's not gonna be any changes. But again, you apply your keyframes effect to the animation, and that's all you really need to do. You don't necessarily have to do the fill mode. Sometimes it might be needed, sometimes not. basically just how it would sort of transition through those different steps. Now, again, we are reusing the same keyframes, spin, from, to, but we just add different times. And also, as you can see right here, we have a different event on which we apply the effect. So this would only apply when it's hovered, and it will spin is infinite. So whilst it is hovered, it will spin and is infinite, and the cycle of one spin will be 1 second. So if you set something like half a second, we can do it like this, 0.2 second, that would make it just spin a lot faster. It's not gonna spin and stop for 2 seconds, so it's just gonna make it spin faster, or you can make it slow by increasing amount, and this would be on hover. But the main keyword here is infinite, so we use that for just regular infinite, and on hover we also use infinite, unless we want to start the effect on hover and just finish it. So then we could do something like here, the timed spin, which spins for like 3 seconds, and then it ends. So then you can do it like this, but you can also apply it on hover. So you would just add the event, hover, and that's it. And if you want to add something else to the effect, you might want to make it easing in and easing out whilst it's spinning. So then you would do the same kind of a thing. Say opacity goes from 0.5 to something. Obviously from to opacity, maybe not the best thing, but it could also be a spin in kind of effect, like an ease in effect, but spin in effect. So that is where you do it. And again, there's two options to do from to, so from 0 to 100% basically, and you can do it by any percentage as well. And with that said, we will conclude this video.